This is episode 123 with some of our amazing Elevated Mastermind Collective members. We have Mary, Victoria, Catherine, and Morgan. This is The Elevator. Hop on in and ride into the ethers with Britt and Tara of Elevate the Globe.
And so at this point, where I am in my life, I'm just like, I don't know, man, I'm just going for it. I don't even care if I look stupid because it's all about I don't have the time to be worried about it. I've got to just bet on me now. And maybe I fail. Maybe nothing happens out of it, but I've just got to throw everything at it.
All right, you guys, we are here with our beautiful members. We're doing a roundtable discussion. We've never done something like this before, ever.
No.
So, super cool, right?
So amazing. We're so excited to really inspire you today. We guarantee you will leave this episode feeling extremely inspired. I think we all have different stories that we've heard throughout our life that have been really expansive for us and made us believe something more was possible. And, I know when I first started getting into the energy of creating something and living a more purpose-driven life, that's what really helped me, was hearing people's stories and being in community with people who were a little bit ahead of me or doing something similar or on the same page and in the same mindset that I was, and also wanting something bigger and really just in alignment in a big way. So we know and have a really big feeling that that's how you're going to feel about these incredible women that we have on the call. And I think you may relate to each and every one of them in different ways. And so we're just excited for you guys to really be uplifted and expanded and inspired by this incredible conversation.
Oh, and it was incredible. We, like Britt was saying, it's cool to be around and know and have a little glance into other people's journeys and how they, big and having a big change in their life. And so I don't think that oftentimes a lot of us are kind of sitting alone thinking that, we're the only ones having these thoughts, or we're the only ones that are different in our families and our friend groups. And it's there's a lot of others, millions of other people on the precipice of dropping something really, really big into their auras and starting to create a whole new life for themselves. And so these 4 stories here today give you a little insight into what these women, what their lives were like before joining the collective and how they have changed over the past 6 months to a year. And mind you, it's pretty drastic for them, and they're really cool stories. And I love how different each one of them are as well. So you guys are going to like it, I think.
So fun. We had such a fun time. And I'm just excited for you guys to meet them and to just hear what came through. Really, there was also a lot of really beautiful messages and things that I think if you're listening, which you are really meant to hear.
Mm-hmm.
So before we get into this episode, guys, if you're brand new to the podcast, or if you haven't already subscribed, rated, and reviewed The Elevator, we would be so grateful if you did that. And after you leave a review, make sure to send us a screenshot to the elevator at elevatetheglobe.com, and also tag us at Elevate the Globe and post on stories your favorite part. We'll definitely be reposting, and we're excited to share this episode and really inspire more people to elevate the globe.
So we are actually, before we go into the show, we are actually opening our mastermind again. And it's very exciting because we are accepting applications at the moment. You can head over to elevatetheglobe.com/the Elevated Mastermind Collective to apply. And it's really cool, the energy. I love that people are starting to really understand what we're doing in this mastermind and what the transformation and change looks like. And this whole podcast will give you a glimpse of what it looks like to be in this collective. And a lot of people are just so excited that there's no wavering at all. It's applications in and they're registered, they're signed up. It's just kind of so cool to be a part of this energy of really just is elevating. It's the collective is elevating. The people in it are moving faster. And so it's open at the moment, and we don't open it, every month or even every other month. We've only opened it twice so far this year. So we don't know.
We don't open it very often, and we're just so excited for more members to come in. So we have a Telegram group for our mastermind. If you're not familiar, it's a chat, like an encrypted chat. And so we have some groups with the mastermind. And just as we're on the call here, I see a message, so many celebrations, because everybody's celebrating so many things. Launched my cacao goddess ceremonies for the summer and adding more. Yay, come gather if you feel called. So there's just so much of that going on. It is a group coaching business program, but as you'll see, if you check out the details on the page, and after listening to this episode, everything that Tara and I do is very energetic. It's very balanced as far as masculine and feminine energy. It's very intuitive how we guide and coach and the energy that we hold. And so it's definitely very unique and different than anything we've ever seen before. And we're very proud of it. And it's something that we love doing. And so if you feel called to be in this type of container and, to have coaches, to be coached by Tara and myself, and to have this community and to really be held accountable and up level your life, there is all walks of life in this mastermind from almost every country in the world. Whether you've never thought about starting a business and you're just thinking about bringing more purpose into your life, maybe for your family or your community, or maybe you have a full-on business. We have plenty of people that are very far along and have very established, successful businesses in the mastermind as well. But the group here today is really a cool mix, I think, and some cool stories that you guys can hear about. And so we would love to have you join us if you are a fit. And, if you're thinking that you might be a fit, we just say, apply, turn in the application, go through the application, fill out your answers. It's closing very soon. If you're listening to this episode, it closes. What is our date here? We are starting on the 14th, on June 14th. So we actually close on the 11th, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, on Friday the 11th. So this week. So if you're hearing the call and you're feeling like, maybe you should, you're interested. Oh my gosh, probably a little bit excited, a little bit fearful. Apply, and we're excited to connect and see if it's a good fit and to kick off a whole new round of the mastermind.
Amazing.
So head on over to elevatetheglobe.com/the Elevated Mastermind Collective, and you will find all of the details, and you can apply now. You'll see the application on there, and we will be going through more applications this week, and we'll be getting back to you shortly.
And before we jump right into the show, everyone, we have a word from one of our sponsors, Organifi. And Organifi is really all about starting your day with essential superfoods, specifically that help reduce stress and reset your morning. So we absolutely love adding Organifi to our morning routine. It's that perfect drink that helps support healthy cortisol levels, and it helps with weight management. It helps get all your nutrients in. I've been adding it to my morning smoothie, and it's wonderful for traveling as well. So always get your green juice in anywhere you are. And Organifi's green juice contains a clinical dose of ashwagandha, and it puts us at the highest vibration in the morning. It's also very grounding. So it's so easy to make, and it tastes literally less. It takes like 30 seconds to plop it in and stir. And all you need to do is have a glass of water there, and you just mix it in. So Organifi's green juice contains vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and 11 superfoods for resetting the body, and it will help you feel absolutely amazing. I've been actually doing this every morning, again, like I said, in my smoothies, and it tastes so good. And I know that I'm just getting all my greens in, and I don't even have to think about it. So they choose the highest quality plant-based ingredients for your optimal health. And each blend is a science really backed to craft the most effective doses and free of fillers when possible, and contain less than 3 grams of sugar per serving. So if you guys want to try it out now with our discount code, you get 20% off all their products, and you can use the code ETG for 20% off if you head over to Organifi.com/ETG. Again, the code is ETG for 20% off. And that link is Organifi, ORGANIFI.com/ETG. And with that, you guys, we're going to head right into our show and enjoy all of these stories that we have for you today. And we love you.
Welcome back to the Elevator Podcast. We're your hosts, Britt Deanda
and Tara Schulenberg.
And today we have an amazing panel of special guests, some of our favorite people in the world, and also Elevated Mastermind Collective members. So we have Mary Guy in the house. Woo! We have Victoria in the house.
Woo woo.
Morgan.
Hello, everyone.
And Catherine.
Hi, you guys. So glad to be here.
Oh, amazing. We are so excited to have all of you here in this sort of roundtable style podcast that we've actually never done a podcast like this. So it's fun to have all of us together. And we are somewhat of a small family at this point. So it's like getting the family together to talk about all of Mary and Catherine and Morgan and Victoria's experiences over the past year. And we'll kind of go into that. But I think the first question we have for each and every one of you, and we'll start with Mary, is your astrology. So we always love to ask what your sun, moon, and rising sign is.
Sure. I'm a Cancer sun, a Virgo moon, and a Scorpio rising.
Ooh,
Cancer's in the house.
Yeah. There's not a lot of fire. It's a lot of earth and water for me.
Thanks, Mary. What about you, Victoria?
I'm a Taurus sun, Gemini rising, and a Cancer moon. I'm realizing I really identify more with the Gemini. So I'm having a lot of fun this Gemini season.
Ooh, awesome. And what about you, Morgan?
I am Sag, and Sag in all of them.
Are you really? Sag? I didn't know that. Oh my gosh.
Yes, I brought all the fire, Mary. No worries.
Oh my
Sounds
gosh.
good. We'll work together.
That's a lot of fire. And like, you don't really meet that many people that have a triple. At least I haven't. And that's really cool. That's like a force to be reckoned with. So, and we'll talk more about what you are creating and how that all probably relates into it. But Catherine, what about you?
I am Aries, and then my moon is Libra, and I'm ascending in Gemini as well. I recently had to relook that up because of Victoria, and it was no surprise that we are the same, of course.
Oh my gosh. And I love the Aries, Libra, Gemini all get along so well together. So for the most part, so that's so lovely. But thank you guys. And we, I have a lot of Cancer in my chart. I've got a lot of Libra in my chart. I've got some Gemini. I don't have any Sag. I have one planet in Sag. So I'm kind of connected with you there, Morgan. We're all, there's a very much like a mothering sort of energy kind of moving through us though, with a tad bit of fire, which I like.
Gotta have that fire. Yes. And we know that you guys have been working with us to balance out the masculine and the feminine for so long, and just to work with our energies and balance them. And each of you has done such a phenomenal job and has had so much growth over the time that we've known all of you. How long have each of you guys been in the mastermind?
What about you, Victoria?
Over a year. I can't believe it's been like a year and a half, I think, which is wild. It's gone by so fast.
Wow. What about you, Morgan?
Same. I started back when you guys first started in January of last year, February of last year. So it's been over a year.
Wow. So you and Victoria, you both came in at the same time, right? Yeah. Okay.
Me too.
Awesome.
And you too, Mary, right?
Yep. Yep. I came in February of last year as well. So I've been with Victoria and Morgan and got to know Catherine a little later on.
So Catherine, you were a little bit after. Were
Yeah,
you?
I came in right at Lionsgate. Like,
yes.
It was pretty intense. So much energy already was created, and I'm just so glad to be with you guys. It's so cool.
So incredible. So we would love to hear just a little bit first about why each of you guys joined. So maybe we'll start with Morgan sharing, what was your reason for joining? And then we'll dive a little bit deeper into your story and how everything has unfolded since then.
Okay, yeah. I actually manifested that you guys were going to start this program, and I magnetized it into my life because, like, literally a month before, I was like, geez, I wish Elevate the Globe had something business related that could help me, because I know that there's something within me that needs to be born here. Literally a month later, I got the email that the mastermind program was in effect and it was born and it was available. And I hopped right on the opportunity to do that, mostly because, like I said, there was something inside of me that knew something needed to be birthed into the world, and I could feel it shifting within me. So I set down my Ayurvedic practice for a hot second so that, all of this energy could flow through and I could be a part of this tribe and this community. And so much has happened.
So what would you say was kind of like any problems that you were having or things that you were really needing help and support with? Because I think there's a lot of people listening who felt the same way that you did, but could probably relate to some of the things that you were also feeling before.
Yeah. Well, COVID for me didn't really change too many things in terms of professionally, because I work a lot by myself as a nanny or a house, I was in a house manager position. And I was really, really struggling with feeling a lack of purpose in my life. And I started to feel somewhat alone, that feeling of loneliness. And I think that really stems from the root of it is that lack of purpose, that feeling that that there is something more there. So I started to have bouts of anxiety, and even Tara knows me well enough now. I swing down into those really low depths, but I come back out of it. And I was having a swing and I was like, wow, I really need a change here. And I really need to, I know myself well enough that I want to work a purpose-driven, heart-led life. And so I needed to seek that out and I needed to find it. And I also knew that I needed the support and I needed to call in my tribe of women. And I had been calling that in for much longer. And finally, it felt like it was delivered. So yeah, that's how I was kind of feeling up until that point. And so, I think that once I got into it, the whole entire energy shifted. And I knew that it was exactly what I was needing because of that energy shift, that back upswing. I felt fully supported by all of the women in the group. The two of you are my mentors and teachers in this part of my journey of life. And I'm forever grateful for that. But I also knew that going in, and I knew that the two of you would magnetize in this tribe of women that I would relate to so deeply and at soul level. So I wasn't even concerned. I just knew that I needed to be a part of this group. So I joined right away and have been in it ever since.
Morgan's like, I'm not leaving anytime soon.
Yeah, that's how I feel. It's definitely a family for sure. It has all of those vibes in it. I know that I can turn to any one of these women, including the two of you, with anything that I could ever possibly need. I think that was another feeling that I had before coming in, was this feeling of overwhelm. It was like, gosh, I know that there's so much to learn. I know that there's so much ahead of me, but I'm ready and I'm willing. And with all of these resources, the sky's the limit, right? Especially coming in, once I felt the support, I had to believe that there was going to be support before I actually stepped into it. But once I did, I was like, this is actually real. Here it is.
Yeah, amazing. So how has your life really changed and transformed over that past year? It's over a year now, but a little over a year.
Yeah, it's been a little over a year. I need an elevator pitch just for this, let me tell you. Because it's so much has changed and transformed in my life. the birth of my business, The Conscious Nanny, was the first thing that kind of came through. But the whole first year of the mastermind was really stepping into my feminine and getting to strengthen my intuitive connection and my spiritual connection. And so many divine downloads just came pouring through, rushing through. And I have notebook after notebook of all of these things. But every single major energy point, like when Catherine came in for Lionsgate, that's when things just like blew up. My life in the last 6 months of that time has just blown up. And I've left relationships. I've moved locations. I've taken huge leaps of faith by quitting my job and just stepping into this role in my business in a much bigger way. I myself personally have broken toxic cycles of codependency. And I mean, the list could go on, right? But I have grown emotionally in my emotional maturity and my spiritual maturity in ways that I never knew were even possible. I didn't know spirituality to the depths and to the extent of which I know it now. Even as a Kundalini teacher, there's something about being in a group of women in a spiritual container that's being held by two really large energy centers. You guys have brought in some serious magic.
It's so cool to hear. I got the chills all over, even knowing your story. And, I know that you did leave a relationship. You have made a big move, all of the things that you said. And as far as the Conscious Nanny, so that is Morgan's business that she created. Can you remind us and just share with the community how that all came to fruition? Because I remember when the name dropped in, you now have your website. Like, can you share a little bit more about that as well?
Yeah, sure. So today was the launch of the website. So I'm really excited about that. It's been a 5-month project in the making.
Everyone's clapping and doing happy dances. If you guys could see it.
Yeah, it's been an incredible experience. 2 months into joining the mastermind, the name dropped in. And like I said, I've just been receiving downloads about it ever since. And it's sort of I've allowed it, obviously with your support, to evolve in its own time and in its own way. And it really has a life of its own. It has its own personality. And I've had to take like a step back as just being the conduit for it to come through. And it's all really kind of dripped through very slowly. I've had to be very patient. I've had to develop that muscle for myself and deep, deep trust. And so I would say that it's really developed more fully within the last 4 or 5 months, I would say, in terms of like building out programs and free offerings and all of those beautiful things, after receiving all of those messages for so long. So I would say for anybody that's, coming into this, like, it's totally a process, and whatever downloads are ready to come, that are just sitting in your aura already might be there, but it does take some patience. And so just to let it all happen and flow.
I love that. So you have freebies and you have programs and you have your website and you've been building your social media. And I think it's just cool to hear, in addition, of course, to all the inward transformation, how much you've done. And like you said, it's a process, but thinking about just a year and everything that's happened in your life, it's pretty miraculous and amazing how much has come through and where you're at now compared to where you were.
Oh my God. I'm a completely different version of who I was a year ago, without a doubt. I mean, it happens all the time for each one of us, like where we go through, I think what we need to normalize are these cycles of like birth and death and all of that, like rebirth and death. And it happens all the time. But to go through an entire year cycle of that, it's like I'm unrecognizable. And I can see that in all the women here too, that have been with you guys since the beginning.
Amazing. So what is your mission with the Conscious Nanny? I want people to like really get a feel for it.
Okay. So the mission for the Conscious Nanny, I mean, there's definitely like huge dreams and phases for this. Right now, like my mission is to bring awareness to our inner child for the deepest healing possible so that we can break some of these toxic cycles we have learned through our childhood, conditioning, trauma, whatever kind of experience you've had. But we literally all have trauma, whether it's big or small. simply because we were born and raised through a human. So it's there, and I'm here to bring light to it and really advocate for the inner child, bring a voice to the inner child. And what's the word I'm looking for? Really integrate together and rise ourselves into conscious adulthood.
I love it. Conscious adulthood.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Morgan's helping parents, non-parents, actual nannies. Like she's really working with this inner child work in so many different ways. And it's so beautiful how you you personally have all grown and have like grown everything that you're doing in your whole world. It's just beautiful to watch. And you really are a different person. I just remember your energy is so strong.
Yes. You've blossomed a lot in the last year. And I think too, it's really cool to kind of been on the journey watching it be delivered through, because it is a really big message and platform and thing that you're creating. And so it has this very, it's a specific energy signature to it that I think is going to draw a lot of people towards it. And so, you've had to learn the patience of what it's like to create something with that breadth. And I think it's very, very, again, cool to watch and witness. And we are grateful to have been a part of your journey creating it, and just at least holding the space for it. So cool, Morgan.
Yes, it's so very cool and miraculous. And I can't thank you guys enough for creating this container, because what would my life have been without this?
Right. I feel like that a lot when I even think about Elevate the Globe. I'm like, oh my God, we really feel that we create a very much a container for people like yourself, Morgan, to have these miraculous experiences of like the messages, the purpose, the thing that wants to be architected and blueprinted out and created, and this sort of remembrance of it. This is like it's almost like a container of miracles, like available, because it happened to Britt and myself like that, like lighting a match. It just happened. And it's the coolest feeling when it drops in, right?
Oh my gosh. It's the coolest feeling. I mean, you feel this relationship with like this source energy that you've never felt before. And it's so invigorating and energizing, and it just fills you up, and you're just like ready to go.
Right? Does anybody else want to touch on that feeling? Because I feel like you guys have also felt that.
Mm-hmm.
I will just make one quick note on that. It is invigorating and it is so amazing. But at the same time, we have to just give like a prop to the lows, you know what I mean? And how those swing through and just kind of hammer down on you when you're going from, and we've all talked about this in the group, it's like you go from high, and we kind of joked about it for a while. Like when someone's creating something in the group, nobody else is allowed to at the same time, because when that person comes off that high of calling in all that new energy and just takes that swing down, we all need to be there to just be like, hey, you're good. Like when you come off of those like amazing moments and like it feels like you're crashing, you're actually not. You're just integrating all the old stuff, and the old things are now leaving and whatever. And we have to constantly remind each other of that too. So it's just been quite a ride. The highs are fun, but the lows, you just know that the next turn is going to again, and you've got such an amazing support system through everybody here. So just have to make sure that we're being clear now.
Right. That's such a good point. I know. Just like a message that's coming through that I think is cool to share is I posted this video from Gary Vee the other day, and he was just talking about how in society right now, everybody's wanting such that like quick fix, like that get rich quick. I want that yacht. I want that car. I want that dream life. But it's really about creating something that's going to be sustainable, that's coming from a balanced place. And that is the energy of this group and each and every one of you, and why you've had such amazing results, because we're working with that inner balance and really doing the inner work and letting things go and going through the ups and the downs and learning the lessons as we balance out the masculine, feminine. And Gary Vee was like, I had a 10-year plan. And if somebody told you in 10 years, You're going to have this beautiful life. You're going to be living your purpose. You're going to be lit up. You're going to be wildly abundant and serving other people. Would you take that? You're going to have everything you want. Would you take that? And most people would say yes, but it's about the people that are actually willing to go on that ride. And maybe it's not 10 years, but just being in that mindset of understanding that and really being in it for the long haul, which you guys are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. Should we move on to, thank you so much, Morgan. We're very, very grateful for you. And Morgan, I think is going to be she's sort of folding into the community even more now. She's helping us as a coach in the mastermind now. And so we love you so much. Okay. So should we go? I'm feeling like Victoria is coming up next.
Woohoo! I'm here.
You're here. Okay, Victoria. So what about a little like elevator pitch, if you will, for the listeners about who you are and what was your why for joining the mastermind?
Yeah. So hi guys, I'm Victoria. It's nice to meet you. I always have to say hello. I joined because I had a newborn and wanted to be a better mom. I joined 2 months postpartum. Had never done a Kundalini yoga class before, just was magnetized by Britt and Tara's energy. And I never even thought I would start a business. I just thought, hey, it's going to make me more present, more grounded, more patient with a wailing newborn. And little by little, the internal work really shifted me. And I like to tell people that you guys changed my life completely because you did. You changed the trajectory of what I thought was possible. I thought I would always be in a corporate job. I would always have that 9-to-5 life. And now I could not be further from that. And Spirit Mamas, my business, was birthed about 6 months into the mastermind. And we help moms trust their intuition and power so that they can become their best selves. And I have found that every time I learn and grow more, my business learns and grows and changes and shifts. And you guys have held the space for me from the beginning because Britt called it from the beginning that I was going to help moms. And I was like, no way, like not me. And she was like, okay, that's what you think, but okay.
She says it like that too. Okay, that's what you think.
Exactly. In like a very loving kind of tough love way. Like, okay, we'll revisit that in a month, but okay. So yeah, I used to joke it was mommy's abundance time, when I was coming to any of our workshops or mastermind group coaching calls. And now that stuff is just non-negotiable in my life, that it has to happen. And having a daily practice is more than just journaling every day or getting present. It's taking time to give back to me because the portal of birth, gosh, until you experience it, I never realized that on the other side of that, I could be so scooped out and so insecure and so just needing that purpose and needing that higher guidance. It's more than just a daily practice. It's a lifestyle now. And it's a way of being in the world and a way of looking at things and not responding, but responding. It's completely shifted my life.
Yeah, that's amazing. And it's so funny to hear too, that you just were not even thinking that you would ever have a business and, that you were like, I'm not going to teach kids or moms, not kids. I'm getting you and Morgan mixed up, but that you're just kind of, you fall into it, right? Because it's a lot of times that stuff we hear from other people because we can see it, they can see it in your aura, but then you end up having resistance to it. And then when you actually do the yoga and the energy work and you're doing the inner work, you start to lessen the resistance. And then all of a sudden things just like pop in. And you said your business came to you about 6 months in. So what was that experience like when it came and dropped in for you?
It was really a boring day. I was breastfeeding the baby and I was talking to a girlfriend and it just hit. And we looked up the website name and it was available and it was an angel number to purchase it. And it just was like, okay, the universe is telling us to do this. And I'm the person that leaps before I look and goes all into things before really thinking, which is a good thing. I'm learning as part of the mastermind to balance that energy a little bit and be a bit more in the feminine flow versus the masculine go, go, go. And I think I've learned a lot along the way. It's how it's worked for me. But I left before I was ready. We put up the website before we were even really doing anything. We were holding one-on-one sessions. And then as I moved through that resistance, things started to come to me. Okay, let's hold moon circles. Okay, let's hold gatherings of women. Let's bring that community aspect back to momhood in a really tribal way, in a non-judgmental way where we can be there for one another and help each other and really see that you deserve as a mom to feel completely worthy and that you're a person outside of being a mom too. And what does that look like? And that you have a unique journey and a unique purpose. And so helping women figure that out and see that light within themselves, I imagine is how you guys must feel all the time. I'm like, holy shit, this is amazing. Like I would chase that high all day.
Oh, it's so amazing. Yeah. And you bring the Akashic records into everything that you're doing too.
Yes. It's funny. I found the Akashic records when I was going through a miscarriage. And I always thought it was just going to be a tool of healing for myself, that I would never do anything for others with it. And once I saw how healing it could be for others, that completely flipped the script for me. And now actually I teach moms how to open their own records as a means of tapping into that intuition and tapping into that trust and belief and higher perspective for themselves so that they can fully believe they are making the right decision. I know the first, 9 months of my son's life, I was Googling everything and I was looking at everything outside of myself. And finally, once Spirit Mamas was birthed, it just clicked in my head. I have the power. All the choices I make are the right choices because they are right for my family, right for my son, right for us in that moment. And that was really freaking empowering. And I can't wait to share that with others. And it's all because of you guys.
Oh, but it's you though. You did it all. You just made the decision to be in it. You did.
It doesn't feel like it was a decision. It doesn't feel like a decision, which is the best part of this. You guys are not getting rid of me either. Like you're stuck with all of us forever and ever. In the mastermind when we're like 73, like still going strong.
We're here for it. Oh my gosh. It's so amazing. And you're truly embodying that as just a woman and as a mama. And it's so incredible to see your growth and how you're collaborating with your good friend and working together. And now you guys have birthed so much. So maybe if you could just share a little bit about, what is happening now with Spirit Mamas and anything else that you want to share that's changed.
Yes. So now we have a membership, which is wild. So every month you can hang out with us for full moon circles, but we also provide energy readings, energy healings. I've really found that that's my gift, is that I can really pull out of you some stuff that can be a little darker and a little traumatic, but help you bring it to the light and heal it in a really beautiful way. And we have sacred circles around healing ancestral trauma and the mother wound. We're going to be working with Morgan in the future for partnership workshops and others from the Mastermind Collective. We, like I said, can teach you how to read your own Akashic records, which is amazing. And we'll see where this ride takes us. I feel like I said, as I learn and grow, we'll continue to learn and grow. We're already planning retreats in the future. I'm really looking forward to the upcoming Costa Rica retreat with you guys.
Yes.
I think you're right. Walking the walk and embodying it is what you have to do. And that's how you can make massive shifts in your life. Is if I'm telling moms that they need to give themselves self-care and time to themselves, then I've got to do the same. So I'm taking that leap of faith and I'm going to do it for 7 days with you guys, which is, it's going to be so good. Sorry, I digress. I'm very excited. But Spirit Mamas, yes, we've got a free masterclass coming up to activate your mama intuition on June 14th at 7 p.m. So check that out. And you'll see all of the learnings from the mastermind in action. You'll see how we bring it all to life. So I'm super excited.
Oh, so rad. Thank you so much, Victoria.
Right. It's so cool. Yeah. And Victoria has also done a workshop in 528 Abundance Academy, opening the records. And she's partnering with me on the Conscious Bump as well. And has offered meditations for mamas. And so there's just so much collaboration that ends up taking place. And it's been so cool to connect with you and connect more as we go, and to just see how much everything is blossoming in your own life and with Spirit Mamas and every single person that you touch and now are really affecting and elevating their lives as well.
Oh, Britt, you're going to make me cry. Oh, thank you. Yeah, to think that it all started from a miscarriage is how the journey started. But I think finding that light in the darkness, I think a lot of people have stories like that where it starts someplace but takes them even better. And I think, as Catherine mentioned, those highs and lows, the lows make the highs good and the highs make the lows worth it. So I think navigating that and having a beautiful group to do so, these 30 plus ladies in the mastermind are seriously my best friends now. And we talk all day long, and I just can't imagine life without them. And it's crazy to think that we've never met in person. Like, that's wild to me. The fact that I'm going to finally meet you guys, and then Catherine and I are going to meet in August. Like, it's all happening.
Oh my God. Yes. And we want to have more in-person stuff coming up for the mastermind too. I think that COVID kind of put a damper on that, but that will come back. And, but it's cool that you can still do all of this work with people and make friends all across the world. Literally. I think it's so important that you have like a community that you feel like heard and seen and supported, and that kind of keeps you accountable, like get your stuff done and move forward, so you're not just twiddling your thumbs or, turning on Netflix instead of doing what you wanted, what you need to do.
It lights a fire under you in a very good way, because you see everyone else's expansion, and not that you're chasing that, but you see that the limits for what's possible for yourself are actually way further away than you ever imagined. Mm-hmm. And it's really fun to cheer everyone else on. And then that elevates your energy, and you guys continue to just elevate all over the place. It's so beautiful. I just love it so much.
Thank you, Victoria. Awesome.
So we are briefly interrupting this incredible conversation to bring you a quick word from one of our favorite sponsors, Mindful and Modern. So if you haven't yet seen the discount code to grab our favorite meditation cushions, we wanted to make sure to share it with you and make sure that you have it. Mindful and Modern truly is our go-to place for all things meditation related. So if you follow us on Instagram, you've probably seen our gorgeous velvet meditation cushion set. It's super modern, comfortable, and it really is a vibe, and it amps up our meditation situation and makes it more enjoyable and exciting and very comfortable to get on our mat in the morning. So, we're so in love with this brand. We know so many of you guys also have your own cushions, and we know that so many of you listening will love all of their products as much as we do.
So right now they are giving you guys, everyone listening here, 15% off all of their products. And you can go ahead and use that code ELEVATE for 15% off everything on their site. If you head to mindfulandmodern.com/elevate. So they also offer Afterpay to make it easy for you to experience a really comfortable meditation practice, a very luxurious meditation practice. So head over to mindfulandmodern.com/elevate for 15% off your entire order. And again, that code is ELEVATE. And we're going to head right back into the show. We love you. See you on the other side. Well, okay, we want to move, I think, on to Catherine next.
Yes.
Hear from Catherine. Hello.
How are you guys? So glad to be on. So glad to be talking to all of the people in the audience. I have a message that I just want to kick off with because it came to me yesterday as I was getting ready. And it was just that I remember whatever it was 2 years ago, listening to your podcast and just thinking to myself, I feel like I should be on that podcast. And then just being like, not embarrassed, but just feeling like I have nothing that would even be remotely interesting to talk about. Like, I don't even have anything to be on a podcast about. And it was like one of those moments that you're like, oh man, come on. You know what I mean? I had to get something. How do I not have something? And so I just want to say that, you know, that was 2 years ago. And this has taken me through a lot of different things. You know, I was calling out for my tribe in those days. And I was just saying, I don't know what I want to do, but I want it to be something that I'm doing with a group of people that are super fun. I want to make a difference in the world. And I want to make a damn lot of money and just have a great time doing that. And this is literally what we're doing here. You know what I mean? That's literally what is happening. So I feel like in that moment, even when I'm like, I have nothing to like bring or whatever, it was still part of my journey, and just casting out for it and asking the universe, like, what is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? What am I supposed to do? Those messages started to come in, and just listening. So someone in the audience that's like, I don't, you know, feeling that way or whatever, just listen to your guides. They're there. They're directing you. That's why you're listening to this podcast right now. And I just have to say it. So.
And look at you now. You're here.
Yes, exactly. That was kind of like the flip for a second. I'm like, that's hilarious. Like, I kind of had put it out of my mind. And then today, you know, June 1st, like it just hit me. And Morgan and I were talking about how the end of the month and the beginning of the month lately has been it just feels like so much pressure the day before the new month. And then the new month rolls in and so much like expansion. You're like, you know what I mean? So it's cool. But yeah, so I started, I guess, you know, I was like asking my guides, what is it? They were telling me personal trainer. I was a personal trainer, but that wasn't what I thought I was supposed to be doing. I thought I was supposed to be doing like retreats. So I'm like, no, you guys have it wrong. And we argued for a while and they were obviously right. So I embraced my personal trainer side. And it wasn't about that I was, you know, I was saying I'm not just a personal trainer, but it wasn't that I was just a personal trainer. It was that's where I was supposed to start with. So it was like, start with the personal training thing, take that to whatever, like build out your gym, build a virtual studio. I mean, I was building a virtual studio before COVID hit. So when COVID hit, I'm like, whoa, this is kind of crazy. Thanks, guys, you know, and then building it into yoga and then doing Reiki and then just using all of the modalities that I have used for the last 25 years to keep myself in my like right energy has ended up being KLZ method. So, you know, a few years ago and what brought me to you guys is just like, it's just so crazy how it all comes about. You know what I mean? Like just how it exactly happens or whatever. Yeah. And I also wanted to say too about, like, I've heard a few people saying recently about feeling like they're the black sheep, you know, like we all join and we're like, oh, I'm the black sheep. Nobody understands me. You know, like my family doesn't get me. My friends think I'm a weirdo. I'm talking about energy and crystals all the time. And, you know, I feel like we all go through that phase where we come on and we're like, hi, I'm the black sheep. And it's like, hey, you're not that black and you're not that black of a sheep here. You know what I mean? We're all that. And this is a new family. So like, buckle up because, you know, you're amongst all your kin now. It's really cool. But yeah.
So incredible.
What brought me to you guys, I guess, the meat and potatoes of it was that I saw you guys doing, you know, bringing in a new group. And I was just like, there's no way I could do that. I just can't. I don't have time. I don't have the money. I just can't. That would be investing in me. You know, whatever. I have 2 kids and a husband and whatever. So I'm just like, nope. And then I heard something say, well, why can't you? What are the reasons you can't? Tell me them. And so then I was just like, I actually like wrote them down. Here are the reasons I can't do it. And then it was just like, well, let's actually navigate through each one of those and find out if it is true or not, if it's just in your mind or if it is real. And so I asked Frank about it. I'm like, here's the deal, this, and this, you know, here's what the cost is. Here's what the time investment would be. What do you think? And he blew my mind. He was just like, that's exactly what you should be doing. If anything, of everything that you spend money on, of all the stupid Amazon things that you have come to this, you know, house, you know, like this is the thing you should be doing is investing in yourself. That is like investing in your business. It's like everything that you should be doing. And so I was really
Frank. We love Frank.
He came to me like the month after that, and he had like an even bigger investment that he was doing. So it wasn't like intentional, but yeah, I mean that's what it's about. It's just it's not just the money or whatever. You're investing in your future, and what else could be more important? You know what I mean? Than your happiness and your right energy, and like potentially growing yourself. I mean, I always just felt like I had something in me that I felt like was supposed to be great, but I never did it. Like I never bet on myself. And it would make me so upset that I would get like depressed about it, like to see myself not advocating for myself. And so at this point, where I am in my life, I'm just like, I don't know, man, I'm just going for it. I don't even care if I look stupid because it's all about like, I don't have the time to be worried about it. Like I've got to just bet on me now. And maybe I fail, maybe nothing happens out of it, but I've just got to throw everything at it. So here I am. And that's what the like long and short story. Thanks, Victoria. She's cheering me on. All right. What is the next question? Because I got all flourished just trying to remember all that stuff I promised myself I would say.
I know. I'm like, you
guys got to guide me.
You know all the questions at this point. I love it. Okay. So you haven't fully been in the mastermind a year, which is kind of crazy to me, right? It's not been a full year. So, yeah, I mean, but how has your life changed since joining? Like what's happened in your energy, in your business, in your personal life? Like what's happened? Anything you want to share?
Yeah. Do you guys remember the first call you guys don't probably remember, it was my first call, but I thought this was a business coaching thing. I'm in corporate America, so I generally don't get on a call and start crying, but I got on this business coaching and I'm all serious and ready to be businessy and stuff. And next thing I know, I'm crying about the spirit of my grandmother, Louise, in my left hip. You guys all remember this. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, enough. But there we are. And I'm just like, I don't know. My grandma Louise is telling me, she's trying to like get my attention. Something's happening. And I started to like channel like I never had channeled before. So I started to really lock into my intuition. And Victoria did a lot with the Akashic records, and we connected to the energy there, and I worked through some serious stuff, and we'll just say I'm down a hip, but I'm up in the intuition department. I had a hip replacement and I won't say it was a result of Elevate the Glow, but it was definitely transformative. So
disclaimer.
I don't want to advertise that, but it was so deeply transformative. Victoria called it, she was just like, I feel like this is really going to shift you. It just expedited everything that was supposed to happen. And it really opened up. It just really, I don't even know how to say it. It was like a fast track. You know what I mean? And it's 100% of everything that you guys do with the energy work. I mean, the Kriyas that we were doing were just like, I could feel it just going so fast. I would close my eyes and I could see myself going through a portal. Like it's just been so wild and amazing. So yeah, I guess things have changed quite a bit. KLZ method had been born before I came here, but I didn't really know how to exactly market it and exactly how it was. And it was Tara that just said, who's your target audience? And I never really knew my exact target audience. And I realized it's you guys. It's people that are, a little bit spiritual. Like I'm not trying to get like bubble butts and that kind of thing. Like that will happen. You know what I mean? Like that just is kind of, the body is the byproduct or whatever, but that's not really what I'm going for. It's like using energy, using fitness as a means of moving energy so that then we can like move things around and check things out and prompt things and whatever. But Tara just said, why don't you do a beta, slash the prices, roll it out, get testimonials. And so I did a beta in winter, 2 months after a hip replacement, which I'm like, I can't even beta. How can I beta? I can't even touch my toes right now. But it just all came together. So,
and for people listening who are like, I have no clue what a beta is.
Yeah.
Catherine created her course. So you created your course. It came through specifically to do these like seasonal KLZ method training groups. Is that what you like? Do you want to share anything else about exactly how that came in?
Yeah. So it ends up that I'm a green witch, I guess. So the seasons really play into this a lot, where in winter, we're really using the season of winter, getting into the whole, everything is dead, but like looking inside at like what's secretly starting to grow or what you can learn in that darkness. And then spring, we start to grow, and we're just stepping into summer, and the whole gang is just like blossoming everywhere. It's just so cool. So the seasons play into it. It's guided journal prompts. It's practical and sacred ritual. We do some sacred stuff like putting crystals around and that kind of thing. But we do some practical things like using your garden to weed things out on a waning moon. And it's just all part of it. The crystal grids and the sound bowls and the meditations and the workouts and the yoga and the boxing. Like it's using like boxing to move heart chakra energy. or using squats to like ground your energy down. It's really so cool. And it's been awesome to see how it hits the girls and what they do and don't like, and how it actually how it connects with them. I mean, I'm calling it intuitively guided transformation, because it's like I am only working off of their energy. So channeling, learning channeling from you guys and having that actually drop in was really the last element of it, where it's like, oh my God, this isn't just like make a workout. This is like cater the workout to the people that are in the group, and you know what I mean? And feel into what they need and how it's going as a collective. So it's been absolutely amazing.
So incredible. So you basically just kicked it off similar to Victoria, like started before you were ready almost with that first kickoff of the KLZ method with the beta course. And you had a bunch of people do it. And you are just continuing to grow it and evolve it. And you have your website now. I remember going through the website with you and just how far it's all come. So is there anything else you want to share about how that all came to life?
Oh my gosh, the website was crazy, just like picking that thing apart and whatever, but I'm really happy how it is now. And, the winter course was a beta. The spring course is almost like another beta because it's another energy. And now we're getting ready to launch a summer course with a masterclass, which is actually the same day as Victoria's. I just found out hers is like, we'll do them all on the same day, but we actually are scheduled, right? So we can both go to each other's. And then we're looking at retreats. So we're going to hike a 14er in August. The idea is that we're bringing our dreams to the top of the mountain, what might be up there that we're bringing down, and all that kind of stuff. So it's adventure retreats finally in the end after everything. I was right. Tell my guides.
It was always a co-creation.
Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you so much for sharing all of that, Catherine. It's very cool to see your journey, because you kind of did a little loop-de-loop, if you will, and now you're back in this. You're creating things with much more clarity, I think now, and a lot more energy behind them, and with a lot more purpose, even of understanding like what it is that really is moving you to create all of this. And that's so cool, because I just remember the energy you were in when you were doing the beta. You're like, oh, this is it. This is the thing. Like it just sort of almost clicked. I could watch it like click on your face, and it's clicked ever since. And now it's just growing.
Oh, thank you so much. And I'll never, ever forget, when you told me to do the beta, that is when I think it started to really click. It's like, oh, let's just go,
Yeah.
Not thank you guys both enough. And I just love you so much. I'm so glad to be a part of this community. And Britt, thank you. Cause I think Britt was just like, you should be here. And I was like, oh, okay, well, let me check. Literally inviting me.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And I think too, for people listening, it's cool because even though you had something already created and you had the name and you had an idea, you still didn't realize how much of the personal growth and a lot of healing from your past lineage and your ancestry was, supposed to happen for this all to birth. And you cleared so much and you opened so much for everything to come through. And I think typically when we think about business, like you said, when you hopped on the first call, or just in general in society, when we think about creating something or being an entrepreneur or having more purpose in our life, we often don't think about, hey, well, what is there to heal? And, what am I holding on to? And what does that look like? And so I think your story is so cool because Grandma Louise came in, so much massive healing happened on a physical level, massive physical healing.
Right.
And, with your emotions and your mental state and just how your energy interacts with your business, how much more feminine energy you bring in now, how much more intuition you have, everything has shifted. And then the result is this beautiful, creative, intuitive, service-based business that's now helping so many people in all of those same ways that you healed. And it's just incredible.
Yeah, it really is amazing. I mean, I think people think sometimes like I did, I'm a whole person. I've got myself pretty well under control, but that might not be what's holding you back. It might not be you in this lifetime. It might be something from your past life that's just lingering around like that energy was. So Yeah, 100%.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, Catherine. It was so nice to hear from you, hear your story. And should we go on to you, Mary? Bring you in. Oh my goodness, Mary, welcome. Hello. And hello. We'd just love to hear a little bit about you and your story. Really, who you are and what was it that really brought you into the mastermind and like got you excited about joining?
Sure. Yeah. Thank you for having me here today. If you would have told me a year ago I was be on a podcast, I'd be like, no way, I can't do that. So this is fun. And I'm not nervous. I'm having fun. So I have been a longtime corporate America, employee, 32 years now, and always had an interest in the spiritual side, the energy, chakras, and astrology, all very top level. And almost 4 years ago, I had a little setback in my my career and kind of got marginalized a bit, and it really hit me hard, and it was bothering me how hard it hit me. And I just couldn't, I kept saying, I can't get out of my own way. I couldn't move through it. And in the summer of 19, a gal that I used for Reiki, where I live in Boston, she had attended your Joshua Tree retreat, and I saw it on Instagram, and I looked it up. I was like, oh, this sounds like something kind of cool, cosmic. And so I joined the 528 Abundance Academy and did a little bit, and then didn't really kick back in till the end of the year. And then early last year, I committed to a daily practice and got myself going. And then I saw the emails and the promos for the Mastermind Collective of Business Coaching with Soul. I'm like, aha, I need this. This is what I need. And I'm so glad I joined because it has given me structure. It has given me, I could do a word find of words I've never heard of before this group, like Akashic records, cacao ceremonies, you name it. I just human design. I didn't know any of this, and I love it all. So my journey's been, I'd say, I was petrified to come on the first coaching calls. I wouldn't come on video. And I'd say really I've learned, and I'd summarize this in, 14 months, 15 months of, I was afraid of a lot, and I didn't let my self-worth come through and love myself. I was I have to progress in my career. I have to not be selfish. I have to take care of other people. And I don't get me wrong. I live a nice life. I take care of myself in a lot of ways, but I needed to focus on the self-love and the self-worth and the spirituality. And I couldn't do it without Tara and Britt and these ladies. I was like, are they going to kick me out in August if I haven't started a business? Because I can't imagine not being in this group, And it's so funny because I know I need guidance and I know I need accountability. And this group balances it so well because Tara and Britt can give you the kick in the butt. Even I log on to some of these calls knowing I don't want to do it because I know I'm going to get kicked in the butt, but that's what I need. And then they know how to soften it right when you need the tender, loving care. And I'd say all the, Morgan, Catherine, Victoria, the group every day, it's a place you can go for support and love and guidance. And it's been so fun to see. I've seen all three of these birthed and have been on the coaching calls and the namings. And I haven't done Catherine's yet, but I love a big fan of the Spirit Mamas, and I'm not a mama, but I connect with Victoria and her partner very well. And Morgan, I've started doing her beta course. And I just, I'd say for me, the March 7th new moon, and we kicked off the 40-day Kriya that we do in the Mastermind Collective, Kundalini practice, which again, I didn't know about Kundalini yoga till I joined you guys. And I feel like something moved and shifted to say, okay, stop just listening and not starting your own beta program or not coming up with an idea. I had an idea. I'm in the investment industry, so mindfulness and money, and I'm trying to figure out a way to move forward with that. And I just got the energy to do it. And it's in fits and starts. And Britt on one of my coaching calls said, it happens when it's ready. So don't beat yourself up if the energy isn't there every day. And I feel like that's since early March, I've just been in more of a forward motion, and I can actually see, hey, I can do something else and bag the fear. I used a different word, but it's a podcast, so I won't say it, but and let the light shine through and be your true self. And when I do that, it works. And it's like, wow, that worked. So I wouldn't be where I am without Britt and Tara and the collective and just the all the programs I've done. Rise Up, Align and Magnetize, and I've pulled from each of those. And I'd say what's really fun too is getting to know the other collective members and doing their programs. It's really cool. It's I've really benefited from that.
So amazing. And it's been so incredible to see how much personal growth you've had and how you've been navigating your own world and just how you've been interacting. I remember on one call, you were talking about how you were just really influencing the people in your corporate job and what was the story? Like one of the guys.
I had reached out. I had a client meeting, and of course, I travel all over the U.S. and these meetings are all in person, but everything's virtual. And I reached out to a consultant who helps one of my clients, and I just said, "Hey, reaching out. What do you want me to cover? How do you want to handle this? I was thinking this and that." And he's like, "Oh my gosh, what did he say?" He goes, "You've got such great intuition." And I'm like, "Okay, I live in the corporate 3D investment industry. Nobody talks about intuition. And here I am in the collective working on my third eye. And this guy's telling me I have intuition." So it was fun to see the worlds kind of colliding and you can do it without him knowing. And that's kind of the fun part for me. Even like with friends and family who are kind of like, what are you doing? What kind of, yeah. So that was a fun, I told Britt and she's like, "No way." That was cool.
I thought that was so cool. And now, because, we've always seen you really stepping into your power as like, mark our words, you guys, everyone listening, she's going to be like the mindful, conscious, spiritual Susie Orman of the future here. So that's what we've always seen. And now really a lot is coming forward and you're getting a lot more clarity. So maybe you could share a little bit about how you're actually putting it into action now.
So it's, like I said, a slow start, but I've been networking with other people in my industry who have left the corporate job. One of my friends started a financial wellness coaching or financial coaching. She doesn't give advice. Another woman is a consultant and works with financial wellness. I'm kind of looking at like the financial wellness and just networking with people. And, my intuition is that there's women out there that need help and that it's like money and energy. Money has energy, the energy of money. We just did it in our last prompt was about money and just really letting people know to not let money rule. And how can not even that? It's because that's what's ruling me right now. So I'm not practicing what I want to preach. But I guess what I'm doing is there's some programs I'm looking at. There's networking with other people. I talked to somebody who recommended I start with a pocket guide. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of my next step is to come up with just an outline of a pocket guide of how I would do money, energy, coaching type thing. So it's very slow start, but really networking with my 32 years of working. And then also with the women in the collective. I mean, you guys all have great ideas to help from the spiritual side and the practical side.
And wasn't there a name that dropped in this last week? You posted something in our Telegram. There was a name.
For my business? Oh, mm-hmm. Yeah. I have like the Mary's Mindful Money Matters, the 4M or the M4, because I can't method. Mary's Mindful Money Matters, the M4 method or something like that. I don't know. I have
so much is dropping in.
Yeah. Mary's in that you're in that kind of time of like, so much is still like being clear and birthing. Right. And you're like literally in the birthing process.
I am. And I would say for anybody who's hesitant, just join and it comes. It takes a while. You have to be patient and it's fun. It's fun watching the whole thing unfold. It's fun watching everybody else's unfold, getting everybody else's support. Britt and Tara, it's really good. And yeah, I haven't told Susie yet that she's gonna get pushed aside a little. No,
wait, should we call her right now?
And Jane Fonda. I want to accept Jane Fonda.
Mary sees the Jane Fonda in me.
I do. The Kriyas. She's Jane Fonda of the 2000s.
I can see that.
She just needs leg warmers and she's good to go.
Oh my gosh.
So amazing.
Wow. Okay. Well, it's so cool to hear, from all of you. And thank you, Mary. It's like so cool to see, how you all kind of came in for different reasons. You all came in with different backgrounds. You all came in with, certain things that you were wanting, certain resistance levels of different things. And it's almost as though, things have really cleared. And this is why we do this stuff we love when people come in for a whole year because we see the most results for within that year. And you guys are a testament. I mean, you, Catherine, you've made so much change in just 6 months now. And so, it is a process. And like, we do start with the energy work. We absolutely start with that. And there's a reason for that. And you guys are really telling the story of why, because it starts to just drop right in and click when you get yourself super, super clear. Okay, amazing. Well, you guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up with some fun, just quick fire questions. And maybe we'll kind of just go Mary, Morgan, Catherine, Victoria in that order. Sounds good? Okay. What is your favorite way to elevate yourself right now, Mary?
To elevate myself, I just stop and breathe and get the energy moving up the spine. Whether it's cat-cow, spinal twists, shrugs for the throat, just get the energy, stop, breathe, and get the energy moving.
Amazing. What about you, Morgan?
So for me, I would say that I need to step out into nature to get myself like in a really great aligned, right energy place. So I've developed a relationship over the last 4 months with the ocean. So I hop in the ocean whenever I need to reset.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Catherine?
Well, before Grandma Louise popped in for my party, it would be taking a quick ride on my bike or doing a workout. But anymore, it's, breath of fire, or generally it is something more outside. I've been doing a lot more gardening and just getting my hands on the earth, putting my feet on the ground, even raking, just outdoor stuff. I mean, I'm hiking even less now than I ever have before, just to let that feminine come in more, let the masculine, steam itself out a little bit. So
awesome. And you, Victoria?
Dance party all day, baby. We end all of our full moon circles with a dance party. And that's because I can't get enough of it. It's the easiest way to completely change your energy level in just one song.
So amazing. Okay. So if you guys each had a microphone in your hand and the whole billions of people in this world were listening, what would be one message that you would share?
I would say you are worth it. Love yourself.
Ooh, Mary. Yes. Morgan?
I would say that you are your own medicine and you just need to embody the essence of who you are and let it shine through.
Right to the heart.
Man, I'm loving these. I love that they're so different. Mine would be that we all have something within us that needs to be brought out, like our own authentic living, our own authentic lifestyle will free us and also help the rest of the globe. So we just all have something so important to offer, and we need to bring ourselves into a better understanding and grow with it.
Amazing. I love that.
I think I'm going to quote Britt here and say, let your freak flag fly, sisters. That your uniqueness is your magic. And your uniqueness is your superpower. And all of the reasons that you think you're not good enough, you are. You deserve all of the things. And that's a direct quote.
Wait, that's my direct quote?
About the freak flag flying.
Oh my God,
my direct quote is that you deserve all of the things, period.
There you go.
So amazing.
Oh my gosh. Okay. And so, lastly, you guys, where can people find you right now? And Mary, what about you? Where would you direct people right now?
Right now, I don't have a website. I'm on Instagram, but I don't have any of this stuff out there yet. But MK Geister on Instagram.
Yes. You can find Mary in the mastermind until she fully births out her.
Exactly. Until they
business.
kick me out when I'm 80.
Mary, you're going to get moving faster over in the next like 3 to 6 months. So just watch it.
Okay. And so for me, with the Conscious Nanny, everything's at the Conscious Nanny, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Am I missing anything else? I think that's it for now.
Awesome. Thank you. Catherine?
You guys can find me klzmethod.com. On Instagram, The Real KLZ is my main account, but there's a KLZ Method account as well. You can also find me in a corporate job for a while longer, short while longer, right? And at the mastermind coaching with you guys, I love that too. Yes. So, and I think, I'm in YouTube as well, The Real KLZ and KLZ Method.
Awesome. Thank you. And Victoria?
Yes, you guys can go to spiritmamas.com. We are at spirit.mamas on Instagram. We also have a TikTok that's Spirit Mamas. And I just wanted to say, anyone that is thinking of taking the leap with the mastermind, do the full year. Just do it. Like, don't half-ass it. 6 months is not enough time. I think I've renewed every 6 months like an idiot instead of just doing it out front. So follow my advice. Just do the full year. It's worth it.
Yeah, it's a process. I love that. Mary, you agree too. Yeah. Do you guys have any other advice that you would give? Because I loved that, Victoria. No? You guys are feeling good about it? Okay, good.
Just join. I'm telling you, take the leap.
Yeah, it's just so fun. Like you guys have said, like co-creating with other people. Like on my low days, I love, like I had this vision of like looking to my right and looking to my left and seeing like Mary, Morgan, Victoria, like Charlene, everyone that, just when I am like, oh, how could I ever? And then I look to my sides and I'm like, but these are my girls. Like, this is where I am. Like I'm like, even just by like deduction, I'm like, I'm doing all right. You know what I mean? It's just a squad.
Exactly. Yes. I love that so much. Oh, well, you guys, it has been wonderful to have this little round table. This was so fun to talk to you guys about, your journeys. And we know what just based on our journeys together, but it's fun to hear it actually coming from you, almost like looking back on all of it and with where you're going. It's just fun to hear it right from your mouth because we know, but again, there are some things that you guys have said that I didn't know. So it's so cool. Fun. We're so grateful to have you.
Yes. So for everyone listening, make sure to follow these beautiful women doing incredible things in the world. They're definitely women to watch who are absolutely elevating the globe. And we're just so honored to guide you. And we're so grateful for each and every one of you and really Mama Bear proud of where you've come and where you're going. So thank you guys so much. We love you.
Thank you guys so much for everything you've created. Your hearts and your auras are so big and they've captivated us all. And we're entranced with your magic.
Oh my gosh.
What she said.
Oh, you guys. That's so awesome. Thank you.
Now I'm going to cry.
I
know. We'll just all be crying over here.
Everyone with all the water placements, just tears.
Right.
Anyway, all right, you guys, we're going to sign off here.
All right. That was such an amazing episode. And I'm so happy that we got to share that with you and that you guys could hear that conversation. I mean, we still pinch ourselves and get so excited hearing all of these stories all of the time about, what's developing and what's manifesting with all of our members. And it's so incredible for us to hear these stories. So we really felt like we wanted to share this with you guys, with our podcast listeners and so many others in the community so that you could also be inspired by the amazing change and transformation and growth and also just all these beautiful businesses that are being birthed into the world. So, this really is such a big piece of Elevate the Globe and such a big part of the energy that Tara and I both felt and saw before Elevate the Globe was created, and to really be influencing more and more people in this way and having this ripple effect by guiding and helping more people create their businesses and really step into their purpose and influence a lot of positive change and solutions is something that is truly what Elevate the Globe was meant to do and what it's doing more and more. And I think, even like, how do you feel, Tara? I feel like after hearing them share their stories, even today, even after knowing them so well, it just still blows my mind.
Yeah, it does. I think we had stopped recording, and maybe if we said this on the podcast, we just got off and I can't always remember what I say, but it just felt very much like super cool to hear it come right from their mouths, because we know them, we know their whole journey, but they did even say some things that I didn't know. And, that's really cool to hear. And I think a lot of times, even as people who create things, and there's probably a lot of you out there who are healers, who have businesses, and, Britt will tell me sometimes she'll get off a one-on-one and it, has this whole program and has changed somebody's life that I didn't quite know about, but I trust that it does. But it's cool to hear it from the person, the transformation that's actually occurred, because that transformation and that aiding that transformation with somebody and just holding the energy is like, it's priceless on my end and it's priceless on the other person's end. It's like something that you can't put a dollar amount on, an emotion on. It's just kind of like you created something that somebody could come in to have this full-blown transformation experience, no matter how big or small it might be perceived to the outside world, and it completely changes somebody's life. And that, to be a part of that, is so cool. And then to also receive that, because I've received that from healers myself, it is something that is like the most precious gift and miracle that you can experience and then offer to hold the space, to hold the energy, to create that for somebody else. That was a long way. That was a long explanation, but it was like what I was feeling.
Right? Oh my God. Okay. Well, let's just quickly go into the lobby and continue this conversation.
It's time for lobby talk.
We're in the lobby. Woo!
We're in the lobby. We got to get to the lobby. The lobby's fun.
The lobby is fun. There's so much happening, and we're heading out to Costa Rica and doing our summer solstice retreat. Britt's birthday's coming up.
Yeah.
She's
so fun
about it.
I'm like, oh, I forgot.
No.
But yeah, there is so much amazing stuff coming up. And, we hosted our Leaders of the New Earth training. So if all of this is new to you, or this is kind of the first time maybe that you've heard us talk about purpose and business and sharing your gifts with the world and all of that, if you haven't watched it and you want to really dive into our philosophy, we'll also leave the link for the replay in the show notes. But yeah, we just have a lot of amazing things manifesting over here on our end. And we're just so excited